Hello everyone, and welcome to Science for Real, where we make science and real-life tips a whole lot more interesting. Today, we'll dive into a topic that anyone who's flown, whether it's once or 100 times, can definitely relate to. 15 plus things you should never do on an airplane. Sounds easy, right? But in reality, even one small, seemingly harmless action can turn a peaceful flight into a turbulent journey. Imagine cruising at thousands of feet, and a passenger decides to open a box of fish stew, or worse, takes off their shoes, transforming the cabin into an unexpected perfume zone of foot odor. This video will share the key rules to help you become a model passenger who doesn't disturb others and stays safe throughout the flight. Let's get started and explore these essential tips to make your next flight a smooth experience for everyone on board. 1. Don't ignore the safety instructions. Even if the safety instructions seem repetitive, every airplane has a unique layout, and evacuation procedures may vary by aircraft type. Skipping the safety briefing can lead to mistakes if an emergency arises. Funny scenario. Imagine you're on a plane, deeply absorbed in your music or movie, completely missing the flight attendant's demonstration of how to use oxygen masks and life vests. Suddenly, the plane encounters severe turbulence, and everyone starts fastening their seat belts while you're left fumbling, trying to remember which strap goes where. Ignoring safety instructions might leave you the only confused passenger during a tense situation. In a confined space at high altitudes, emergencies develop quickly, and correct actions are crucial. Knowing the safety procedures equips you to protect yourself and even help those around you if needed. A well-prepared passenger can be a valuable asset to the crew and fellow travelers. Spend a few minutes focusing on the safety instructions, observe the crew, and review the safety cards to familiarize yourself with the critical points. It's not just a rule, it's a way to protect yourself. 2. Don't unbuckle your seatbelt. While the light is on, the seatbelt sign is a direct signal from the cockpit indicating the need for passenger safety due to potential turbulence or instability. Unbuckling too early can put you at risk of injury during unexpected turbulence, like being tossed from your seat. You decide to unbuckle, thinking the plane has stabilized. Just as you stand up, the plane hits turbulence, and you lose balance, grabbing the nearest seat to avoid falling. Your seatmate probably wonders why you've decided to practice acrobatics mid-flight. Keeping your seatbelt fastened is a preventive measure during unexpected shifts. The flight crew monitors signals from the cockpit, where the pilots are aware of weather and potential turbulence. They only signal passengers to unbuckle once conditions are genuinely safe. Wait for the seatbelt light to turn off before unbuckling. This simple habit keeps you secure and prepared for any changes throughout the journey. 3. Don't push to get on or off the plane. Whether boarding or deplaning, pushing your way through will not get you to your destination faster but will create a chaotic situation that stresses everyone involved. When the plane lands, many passengers feel the urge to stand and gather their belongings, even though the door hasn't opened. This not only irritates those who prefer to sit but also creates unnecessary congestion. You quickly stand up to grab your luggage and move towards the exit, only to stop abruptly because the door hasn't opened yet. Others look annoyed as you wait awkwardly in the aisle without actually moving any closer to the exit. Boarding and deplaning are organized to allow everyone to move smoothly without blocking each other. Pushing only increases stress and the risk of accidents, such as people tripping or luggage falling. Stay calm, wait for your row's turn to exit, and move patiently. This approach makes the process easier for everyone and reflects a considerate and responsible passenger. 4. Don't bring oversized or overweight luggage. Carrying an oversized or overweight bag can create problems for you and for other passengers. These large bags can be challenging to store and may occupy space that's intended for other passengers' items. You might even struggle to fit it into the overhead compartment and end up holding up other passengers as you try to make it fit. You bring a massive carry-on, attempting to squeeze it into the overhead compartment but failing. After trying various angles, you finally ask nearby passengers for help. They push from one side, and you push from the other, but the bag still doesn't fit, forcing you to call a flight attendant for assistance. Oversized luggage may fall out when the compartment opens, causing injury to passengers below. Size and weight restrictions are in place to ensure safety and allow fair space distribution. Check the airline's carry-on size and weight guidelines before flying. If your bag is too large, opt for checked luggage to keep the cabin comfortable and safe for everyone. 5. Don't open the overhead compartment while the plane is in motion. Opening the overhead bin while the plane is in motion can be dangerous, especially during turbulence. Items inside may shift and fall out when the bin is opened, risking injury for you and nearby passengers. You open the bin to grab your book, but a small suitcase tumbles out, nearly hitting you and those nearby. Everyone around stares at you in shock, and you're left awkwardly trying to shove the bag back in place. Overhead items can move due to air turbulence, so opening the compartment mid-flight is risky. Wait until the plane has landed or when absolutely necessary to avoid any accidents. Keep essentials in a smaller bag within reach under your seat. If you need something from the overhead bin, ask the flight crew to assist you. 6. Don't hog the bathroom for too long. The airplane bathroom is a shared resource, especially on crowded flights. Taking too long can frustrate those who are waiting, especially on longer flights when restroom breaks are more frequent. Funny scenario. You spend 20 minutes in the restroom, enjoying your private sanctuary. When you finally exit, a long line of annoyed passengers greets you, some glancing at their watches and shaking their heads in disbelief. Efficient bathroom use makes the flight more pleasant for everyone. Holding up the restroom prevents others from accessing it and disrupts the flow of passengers. Limit your time in the restroom and keep it clean for the next user. If you need an extended break, wait until you're back on the ground where facilities are more spacious. 7. Don't blast music with your headphones. Listening to music or watching a movie is a popular in-flight activity, but excessive volume can disturb those around you and even prevent you from hearing important announcements from the crew. You're jamming out with your headphones so loudly that you miss the landing announcement. As the plane starts descending, you're still lost in your song until your seatmate taps you to take off your headphones. They may look at you with a mixture of amusement and concern for your obliviousness. Loud music not only disturbs nearby passengers who might be trying to rest but also makes you less aware of your surroundings. In a confined space, the noise from your headphones can quickly become bothersome to others. Keep the volume at a moderate level so you can stay aware of your surroundings and not disturb others nearby. 8. Don't talk loudly. Chatting during a flight is normal, especially if you're flying with friends or family. However, be mindful of your volume. In the confined space of an airplane, sound travels easily and can annoy nearby passengers, especially on nighttime flights. You're telling a funny story, laughing so loudly that nearby passengers turn to look. Some even shake their heads, wondering why you're laughing so hard in a quiet cabin environment. In a small, confined space, loud voices can disrupt others' peace, especially on longer flights when people want some quiet time to relax or sleep. Keep your conversations at a lower volume and avoid overly lively chats. This small courtesy makes a significant difference in keeping the cabin pleasant for everyone. 9. Don't use devices incorrectly or out of airplane mode. Using electronic devices that aren't set to airplane mode can interfere with the airplane systems. During takeoff and landing, electronic signals from your device could disrupt communication between the cockpit and ground control. You forget to switch your phone to airplane mode and start texting during takeoff. Suddenly, a flight attendant appears by your seat, reminding you to switch it off. Other passengers may look at you like you've activated a signal bomb in the cabin. Not exactly the spotlight you'd want on a flight. Putting devices in airplane mode isn't just a rule, it's a safety measure to ensure all flight systems function correctly. Although one device might not pose a problem, many passengers ignoring this rule could disrupt crucial signals and controls. Before takeoff, double-check that all devices are switched to airplane mode. This small action keeps the entire flight safe and prevents unnecessary attention from the flight crew. 10. Don't take off your shoes if your feet have an odor with recirculated air in the cabin. Any smell can easily spread, especially if it's an unpleasant odor from your feet after taking off your shoes. This can make the flight uncomfortable for those seated nearby and even those in adjacent rows. You decide to take off your shoes for comfort, not realizing that your feet have a noticeable odor. Passengers nearby start shifting uncomfortably, some pulling out face masks or even turning their heads to find the source. You quickly become known as the aroma source in the cabin. Keeping feet clean and leaving shoes on prevents unpleasant odors from disturbing those around you. No one wants to be surrounded by unwelcome smells on a long flight. Pack an extra pair of clean socks or slip-on shoes to keep your feet comfortable without impacting the cabin's atmosphere. Alternatively, wear breathable shoes that you can keep on throughout the flight. 11. Don't lean heavily on the seat in front of you. The seat in front of you is not meant for you to lean or pull on when standing up. Doing so disturbs the passenger in that seat, especially if they're resting or relaxing, and can cause them discomfort. You reach forward, using the seat in front to help you stand up, unintentionally jolting the passenger seated there. They wake up abruptly, probably wondering why they're getting a mini earthquake from behind. Every action you take in a confined space like an airplane affects others. By leaning or pulling on the seat in front of you, you're not only causing disruption but also potentially disturbing someone who's trying to rest. Use the armrests of your own seat for support when standing up or gently place your hands on your own seat back. This small courtesy ensures a peaceful experience for everyone on board. 12. Don't bring food with strong smells. Bringing food with strong odors, such as fish, garlic, or heavily spiced dishes, can create an uncomfortable atmosphere for those around you. In the closed environment of an airplane, such smells can linger and affect the entire cabin. You decide to bring fish stew on board and open it mid-flight. The smell instantly spreads, catching the attention of everyone nearby, and you suddenly feel dozens of disapproving looks. Some passengers might even start covering their noses, silently pleading for mercy. The cabin's ventilation isn't designed to quickly eliminate strong food odors. Bringing smelly food can make the flight unpleasant for everyone, particularly on longer trips. Opt for lighter, odorless snacks like sandwiches, fruit, or crackers that won't disrupt the cabin atmosphere. Everyone will appreciate your thoughtful choice. 13. Don't press the call button for unnecessary requests. The call button isn't a toy and should only be used when you genuinely need assistance. Pressing it repeatedly for small requests, such as a drink refill or trivial questions, can disrupt the crew's workflow and delay their response to other passengers. You press the call button to ask for water, and when the flight attendant brings it, you press it again a few minutes later to ask about the landing time. They might smile politely, but deep down, they're probably hoping this is your last question. The call button is meant for emergencies or urgent needs, not casual questions. Using it frequently for minor issues can be frustrating for the flight crew and delays them from attending to other important duties. Before pressing the call button, consider whether your request can wait or if you can manage without assistance. This way, the crew can focus on essential tasks, and you'll avoid unnecessary interruptions. 14. Don't skip drinking water. Airplane cabin air is very dry, making it easy to become dehydrated faster than you would on the ground. Not drinking enough water can lead to dry mouth, fatigue, and overall discomfort. Some passengers avoid drinking water to limit restroom visits, but this can lead to exhaustion and irritability during the flight. You avoid drinking water for hours to avoid the restroom, but once the plane lands, you're extremely thirsty, grabbing the nearest water bottle and drinking as if you're in a desert. Fellow passengers may wonder why you seem so parched. Dehydration can cause multiple symptoms, including dry skin, fatigue, and even headaches. Staying hydrated keeps you comfortable and refreshed throughout the flight. Carry a small water bottle and sip regularly to stay hydrated. This simple habit keeps you comfortable and alert, no matter how long the flight. 15. Don't change seats without asking the crew. Changing seats on your own can disrupt the seating arrangement and affect the cabin's orderliness. Certain seats, like those near emergency exits, are reserved for passengers who can assist during emergencies, so moving to these seats without permission can be risky. Funny scenario. You switch seats for a better view, but when the flight attendant notices, they ask you to return to your original seat. You walk back, feeling a bit sheepish as nearby passengers chuckle at your seat swap fail. Sticking to your assigned seat not only maintains safety but also keeps the cabin organized. Emergency exit seats, in particular, are designated for passengers who meet specific requirements to assist in emergencies. If you want to switch seats, ask the crew for permission first. This courtesy helps the crew keep everyone safe and organized. So, we've just covered 15 plus things you absolutely shouldn't do on an airplane. Hopefully, after watching this video, you'll have some new tips to become not only a thoughtful passenger but also help make the flight more comfortable for yourself and everyone around you. Remember, each flight is a shared journey where everyone hopes for a pleasant experience. Even the smallest actions can make a big difference. A friendly, enjoyable flight begins with respect and consideration from every passenger, including you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Science for Real to keep discovering more valuable and fun content. Wishing you safe, smooth flights full of positive energy.